Hi, folks. This is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report. And I've said before this week that this is a time when we really can inspect what we have to go forward in the new year and also be aware of what we need to have if we're going to be successful and safe. And there's so many topics that I could really share about this, but I think one of them that's critical for all of us in this area, because in this area that we live in, we have wonderful trails that give us a chance to see parts of the region that we never could without these trails. But there's things that are important if you're going to be able to hike up these trails. And we take them for granted. Most people don't think of them before they go. And that's why the forest rangers and other groups, what they do most of the time is rescue people that have gone up a trail and got injured. So here's some of the things that I want you to be aware of if you're going to start going on these trails this year. And we've got some wonderful ones here that will take you to waterfalls, that will take you along our rivers, that you can, if you go a little distance, you can start climbing the mountains. But all of them have certain, I think, precautions that you need to take into consideration. Number one, and to me, one of the most important of all, and most people will not consider this for some reason, but the type of footwear you wear is absolutely amazingly critical. And I'm aware of this because I wade the streams, and I know how critical the bottom of those boots or shoes or whatever you wear can make a difference, whether you slip and fall and break a bone or don't. And you may leave a trail during some kind of weather. You may start up a trail, and it's dry and it's sunny and it's wonderful. But once there's moisture in the air and it starts making those rocks that you travel over slippery, it really becomes difficult. And that's only the first step. It's important that you wear clothes, because once you start to sweat, and then you can hyperventilate, and that's really critical. So choosing the right kind of clothes that breathe, that allow you to move and so forth, can make all the difference in the world. Hydration is important to all of us. And this doesn't even just pertain to trails. It pertains to everything. So often we don't hydrate properly. I know for most of the sports teams now, they've discovered that that's the number one priority for them, is to keep their athletes hydrated. So it's important that you have moisture. I remember one time I was doing a TV show, and we were on the Deer River, and I was fishing with a really close friend of mine. He was a colonel and the garrison commander of Fort Drum. And he was tough. He was Special Forces, had been awarded. And we took off on a drift that it was several miles. But we all felt that we were tough and in great shape. And what we didn't consider is it was the hottest day of the year, and we started to get dehydrated. And we did because we didn't bring enough water. And after several miles, we started losing our balance a bit. We started stumbling and even falling as we were hauling our canoes over shallow, ripply water. And it was a great lesson to me that hydration is so critical, and we take it for granted. Another thing that, especially if you're back on these trails, it's important that you have a cell phone and it be fully charged, because that can make the difference if you can get help, if you can get rescued. So having a cell phone, having lights with you. So often we bite off a trail that we might not consider the time it might take. We might not consider all these things. And if the weather changes, or if it starts getting dark, once you can't see, you're not going to be able to walk these trails. And this happens to a lot of people. So it's important that you have lights with you whenever you go. I know this is awful lot of stuff. And you think, oh no. We all think that bad things happen to someone else. It's not going to happen to us. We're going to be fine. But that isn't always the case. And I think because trails have become so much more important in our life right now, people are really expanding their use of the outdoors by going up and down these trails. And they're getting injured all the time. They're getting lost in the woods. There's so many things to be aware of. And I just wanted to pass on some of these tips. Remember, your footwear can be everything. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report.